I'm artist Julian Castro, and this is The Search for Answers. Leaving a well-paying, stable corporate career 10 years ago and embarking on a journey of being a freelance photographer and then videographer and then starting to sell my paintings in 2020 and being an artist since then has been, man, if you want to have a personal development, like level up, growth experience, just try starting your own business. And then I think the even harder, like even more intense, is start a business where you're selling something you make. It has been such a journey of figuring out, what am I even doing here on this planet? How do I do it? How do I keep myself sane? How do I balance my life, my finances, my relationships, my friends, the gym, my family, home, being a one-man business as well, doing the marketing and the sales and admin stuff and photographing and filming and painting, obviously making the product. I realized years ago, I started having this thought that we're always looking for answers, and like as if information and answers would help us and help us be happier or more fulfilled or make more money or have better relationships. Like, it's answers. I think we have this infatuation with our minds, thinking that we can think our way into anything. If I just read the right book or take the right course or follow the right account online, I'll finally have the answers that'll fix my relationship issues or help me discover my purpose. And I've had this theory for many years now that I think if we ever discovered those answers, namely the purpose, like why am I here? I think if anyone ever discovers the true purpose of why they're here, then they would leave this life. Like, I think in like a soul level, multiple lifetime perspective, like we're here to be on this journey of discovering our purpose and constantly getting closer and closer. But I don't think we ever find it. I think if we ever do finally find it, like you would be enlightened and you would ascend and leave and like die and be gone. Like, done, game over, you won, you figured it out. So as long as we're alive, we haven't figured it out. And to me, that relieves the weight of trying to figure it out and feeling like I have to have it figured out. All that to say, I think kind of the purpose and the journey of life is the search for these answers. I don't think we ever find it. And I think that applies to various topics of life. So for this series, that's my inspiration in this series. And I think for most people, the search never ends. I wrote, while I was writing about this series, I wrote, some people know at first sight who they're gonna marry. Some people know when they're young what they're gonna be for the rest of their life, the child prodigies. But most of us, you and me, 99.9% of people, we keep searching. It's not that easy. It's not that clear, the answers. So I made these 4 pieces on the 4 topics that have been most important to me in my journey so far. The search for purpose, the search for peace, the search for happiness, and the search for love. And I painted them in the same style that I usually paint, in the same manner, I'd say, which is intuitively. I did not plan these colors, I didn't plan the compositions. I just had this concept in mind that I sketched in a sketchbook of this rectangle with the half circles. And I had that concept visually. I had the search for answers concept, and to me, it just felt like a perfect match. And then with the orientation of the half circles, they're all different. I paired the orientation with the theme. So search for purpose, the two half circles are off alignment, and to find purpose, it's all about coming into alignment, I think. So that one shows that if we're seeking purpose, which we always are, our circles aren't perfectly aligned. Like, that would be purpose. Search for peace. To me, the bigger half circle on the bottom creates a sense of peace and stability. Search for happiness. The circle is complete, it's whole and complete, different than that. But to me, that's happiness. Being satisfied and happy with the whole picture. Search for love, to me, has been the rockiest of the four here. I've had great relationships, but it's also been quite the journey of learning about myself and other people and love itself. So the search for love, I put the half circle on top because it's still like rocky and not not in equilibrium like this one. For me, right now. Not to say it'll always be that way. And then the colors were purely intuitive. I did what I usually do when I start painting. I pull out tubes of paint, just trust my intuition, what feels good, what doesn't. What's funny about these is purpose and love. Those two topics have been, I would say, the ones I've worked most on over the past 10 years or so. I've had the most ups and downs, the most challenges, the most breakthroughs. And this painting, Purpose, I painted over this a few times and I worked on it the most. And to me, there's more stuff going on it because it took me more tries to get it right before I felt like it was done. Same thing with love. I painted it over a few times. It's not as perfect as the others. But to me, it's a perfect representation of the search for love for me, and I know so many more people. It's imperfect, but it's still beautiful. And then search for happiness and search for peace. To me, these were the easiest to make. The quickest, I didn't have to paint over them as much because I got the colors right the first try. And yeah, I'd say visually they're even my favorites. So it's pretty funny looking now at the series, how much my personal experience of these four topics influenced the outcome of these four pieces. I actually finished these months ago, and in the fall, like 5 months ago maybe, I finished these. And I haven't officially released them online or put them on my website or put them in my catalog or anything. And I think it's just because I've been nervous. Like I feel it's very vulnerable. It's this constant journey of making and sharing your art, which I know a lot of artists feel the same thing. It feels very vulnerable to share something that I made that is such a true representation of something that's going on in my heart and my soul, and putting that on display, because now all these people get to look at this thing that's like from the deepest depths of me. So that's why I feel like that's why I've delayed posting these. But it's time, I'm ready. So finally, April 2025, the search for answers is now live. If you're watching this, check it out on my website, or on this platform that I'm now working with called Cohort, which is a really cool experience if you're a collector, to check out my art and collect and process the payment and logistics of shipping, all that. It's like very easy. So check it out. Join my email list if you'd like to be the first to find out about new works. You can't see on camera, but I've got some new stuff coming soon that I'm working on. Slightly different style, but super excited. And that's all I'm gonna say about that today, but stay tuned for more. And obviously, subscribe to my YouTube channel.